I'm Matt Vest, and this is a podcast about being friends with those who have a different worldview than you. We laugh, we cry, we disagree, but in the end, we're always friends. This is Matt Vest versus his friends. Alright, welcome to Matt Vest versus his friends, where if you like the way you look that much, you should go and love yourself.
Wow, putting Justin Bieber, and he almost messed it up.
I did, and technically I did mess it up because I left out, I think he says girl somewhere in that sentence. But it's not written by Justin Bieber.
I think it says baby, then baby you should go and love yourself.
Yeah, I think. And it's written by Ed Sheeran, I think, that guy, the British redhead guy.
I know who Ed Sheeran is.
Okay. I don't know. I guess for the most part, I'm used to talking to Richard, who doesn't know anything about pop culture, so especially here. And by the way, Richard's actually supposed to be here.
Oh, but he needed to get some food first.
Yes. So
and he needed to wake up at 2:30 in the afternoon.
So he's not here yet. He'll probably walk in. It's 15 after.
Well, he'll be here at 3:45.
When we're mostly done.
What can you do? Oh, well, let's move on.
Dani, how was your week?
Oh, so fantastic.
So fantastic that
I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. I mean, I just got back from SoulCycle. That was fun.
Woohoo!
We had a rock ride on Monday. That was fun.
What's a rock ride?
Where we play all rock music.
Oh, okay.
Everything from Queen to who is it? Buck Cherry. They played.
Oh.
They actually played some Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
Sometimes they do some Blink, Guns N' Roses.
I do have to admit though, as much as I cringe at Limp Bizkit, and it's mostly because I'm cringing at myself because I did buy whatever, I don't remember the name of the album, whatever had Nookie on it. I bought that CD. I kept listening to it for a long time. Why?
And right in the words too. I'm
yeah.
For the Nookie, so you could take that cookie.
Doesn't make it. The song didn't make it.
And what can you do with that cookie?
Stick it up your yeah.
Yeah, basically.
That's the actual words. I expected when I brought it home that it would actually have a swear word or something.
Right.
I'm oh, it's just
up your
that.
Yeah.
Just up
What's
your
yeah? It's fill in the blank. Yeah. Whatever your yeah is today.
Stick it up there.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was the music. I liked the music. I like rap and rock mixed together, but yeah, that particular band I should have steered clear of because they were terrible.
How was your week?
Pretty good for the most part. We had a foster care issue, which I can't super get into, unfortunately. All I'll simply say is one of the siblings that was living with us is no longer living with us. And that sounds like it sounds like the child passed away. That's not what happened.
But that's weird that one kid would be able to stay and one kid would not.
Yeah, it's something we're hoping to find a resolution to.
We'll have to discuss that in detail off air, won't we?
yeah, kind of. But it's kind of
Hey, Megan, she's listening, so I'm shouting
she
at
is.
her. Megan, I owe you money. I told you I'd pay for half these Bibles. So, let me know.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you.
You tell me.
I'll
Okay.
tell you how much.
All right, you try.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yay! Because that even ended up happening a lot quicker.
Well, that's what I told her. I was like, tell me how much, I'll pay for half.
Yeah. My wife had put on Facebook well before we knew what was going to happen. The kids had a court date, and so well before we knew what would happen, she wanted to sort of find a way to give each kid that comes to her house a Bible if they want it.
A personalized one.
Right. If they wanted it. Obviously, you can't force them to take it. But, so she was trying to figure out how to make that happen on a regular basis. Oh, Richard's here! Yay!
Oh my goodness, finally.
Hi, Richard!
Keep talking to the listeners. I'll open the door for Mr. Late Pants.
So Dani basically stepped up and said she'd offer to pay for half of the price of books. Yes, Richard, we started without you.
So wait, let me get this straight. Last time I was on, you literally forgot the tablet to record with.
I have things to do today.
We had to wait for you. but you couldn't wait for me to get here.
Sit down, eat a damn brownie. I have things to do tonight.
Just wow.
You stopped for food. Get out. I don't want to hear anything. Moving on.
So, so that was sort of my week. It was kind of frustrating to...
You got a haircut and a new phone number.
I did.
Lots of excitingness. And then some not excitingness.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Is this a new phone?
Yes, it is, which is why I got a new phone number. Ah!
As I'm dropping it.
You can pay for it. So
it's bigger than mine.
I think
Or
it's
just a
mostly the case that makes it bigger. It's an iPhone 6X. I think it's the S.
No, it's not. It's a 6.
Okay.
The S is the big one.
Okay, you're
like
right.
it's like an iPad. Like,
Right.
like hello.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
holding the iPad to my face.
Yeah.
But that's basically.
So, yeah, that's why I got a new phone number, because it basically made it sort of cheaper to get a new phone, basically. So, yeah. And I like it because
it's not a 4.
It's not. I was so behind. It was a 4S and hashtag first world problems, and it was so slow. Like sometimes Facebook wouldn't even load, even when I was on Wi-Fi. So, Richard, I'm sorry that we started without you, but we had to. And plus, I know Chit Chat is your least favorite thing anyway, so I figured that's all you'd miss.
Here, eat a brownie. Be happy. I saved them for you. I took them from children. Actually,
You took them from
I made
children.
them for children, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save
Take
a brownie
them.
for Matt and a brownie for Richard. And then I was like, who am I kidding? They both want 2 brownies. So, I saved them.
Yeah, I'll probably eat mine after, because it's very difficult to run a talk show podcast.
Oh, a talk show. Is this Ricky Lake?
You know what else is difficult to run a talk show with without the iPad?
Hey, if you could have started the podcast without the iPad, I would have been glad to let that happen. But it would have been impossible.
I would have made you a sandwich, but you went and stopped for food.
So next time, if that happens, you text Dani, or and
I don't have Dani's number.
Oh, this makes me sad. Anyway, but fine, you'll get her number, and then
I'll give you my number, and you'll text me and say, "Can you
make me a sandwich?"
Or what else could I make? I could have made tacos. Tacos are pretty quick.
So
Quesadillas, grilled cheese.
Exactly, and
It's grocery day, and I still have all the items for that.
So
only 8 minutes in.
It was literally about 5 minutes when I showed up.
Yeah,
It's 3:21.
You couldn't wait 5 minutes, huh?
Yeah,
You didn't give us an ETA.
Couldn't wait 5 minutes.
Maybe if you gave us an ETA, we would have.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah.
Or just show up on time.
5 whole minutes, huh?
That'd be good.
But it was 15 minutes past at
Blah,
that point.
blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, so Richard, you kind of did. You went to a film festival this week. How'd that go?
I was by you.
You were next to me.
I was at that Italian. Do you have a sticker on your face?
I do have a sticker.
A
on my
pumpkin?
face.
A
It is
jack-o'-lantern?
pumpkin, yeah.
Okay.
I
I
do.
was at the Italian, there's an Italian...
Italian film festival?
No. Across the parking lot, there was an Italian, not restaurant, Italian furniture store that opened. I picked up a blanket because I was like, oh, this is cute. $200. No. But I was walking around with hors d'oeuvres. That's what I did.
So wait,
but Richard was walking around with a dress.
You bought a blanket for...
No. I didn't buy a blanket because I would never spend $200 on a blanket because that's ridiculous.
But you had hors d'oeuvres?
I was not in attendance. I was catering.
Oh, okay.
Was the catering girl.
So you were like, if anybody wants a blanket for $200, I have hors d'oeuvres.
No. They had what are you doing? Are you videoing?
Yes, why not?
What is wrong with him?
He's a very strange person.
I agree.
I don't understand him at all. But that's okay.
No, I
but-
work for the catering company.
All right, I see. Well, yeah, no, so I was attending the parties of the film festival, actually, not the festival itself, because Nikki, my sister, was working the festival, so she was able to get us into the parties. So I figured that was a good opportunity to promote The Director, facebook.com/The Director Movie, all one word.
Is it finished yet?
No.
Is it going to be in the film festival?
Well, not that one. Obviously, that one's over. But maybe
Ever?
one in the future.
In the future, like next year, or in the future, 7 years from now?
Well, if it gets into that festival, it would be next year.
will it be done in time to get into that
No, I'm going to
festival?
submit it unfinished. In fact, I'm only going to submit the credits. And I'm going to say,
You know?
I'm going to say, if you like those, just wait till you see
I'm
where there's
just saying, I'm
actually
waiting
people
for-
on screen.
I've been on this for a while and I haven't heard the movie finish.
So what do you do to promote your movie there? What does that look
Other than
like?
cross-dressing.
Cross-dressing and getting drunk. No,
I got a movie. Do you like my dress?
A little bit, yeah. No, I have a bunch of little flyers, and I'll talk to people, and
Say, like my page
yeah,
for my
they'll just be
unfinished
like, "Oh, wow, nice dress," and I'll be like, "Well, if you like that, then you'll like my movie, and I got the flyer here."
Oh, maybe they don't want to watch the movie then.
No, they do. Why would they say nice dress otherwise?
Because you're a dude in a dress.
And they're just
But then why would they say
Hey,
that?
you could go into a Target bathroom.
No, I couldn't. I'd have to be trans. That's different.
No, you just have to identify.
Oh, okay.
So
then,
when you're in a
I should
dress,
grow
you
a
may
beard,
identify as a woman.
wear a dress, and then I'll go in there and I'll be like, hey, hey, hey.
You
Look
could.
at all you attractive ladies trying to use the restroom.
I think that would deem it to be inappropriate, and they would call.
But only if I
security.
said he he he.
Yes, the he he he.
Yeah,
But if I said anything else, that would be fine.
Maybe. I mean, depending on
If
what
I
you
just
said.
screamed, I'm a pervert, and I'm only in here because I'm a pervert, and I don't really understand how me being a pervert in here is even benefiting me in any way, because there are stalls, and I can't actually
And if I
see
start-
anything, so what can I
Well,
possibly
and
be in here
what
for?
kind of perv gets off to listening to someone pee?
I guess a pee perv? Apparently there's a pee perv. A pee perv, pee perv.
Just say.
For all I know, there's pee pervs. I don't know. So yeah,
So-
passing out flyers. Brought Scotch tape and I'd stick them to the wall. And I've been, speaking of bathrooms, when I'm in the bathroom, I'll stick one to the top of the urinal where you have to look when you're peeing and
Yeah.
see the flyer and go, oh, all right then, I'm gonna take this flyer.
Now the big question is, did you get any Facebook likes?
A couple.
Do you feel? Oh,
Not very many, but a couple. Yeah, actually more so than last year.
did you get to see any actual films while you were there?
No, because it was just
Oh, you were just
parties
the
I could get
parties.
into. Yeah.
So, what would it take for you to finish? What is keeping you from finishing your movie? How can we help? Help us help you.
Just keep asking and reminding me that it exists.
I don't know, because you told me to do that same thing with the pictures that we took.
Well, yeah, but it's the
and you
pictures
still
is-
haven't given me those.
That's the thing, though. I gave you the pictures. I worked for hours and hours on them. I gave them to you, and then you just plopped them all up, just dumped them on there, like just plop, 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 plop. And then you're just like, there you go. Eh. I thought you'd ration them out. You'd be like, okay, he gave me 5 pictures, so I'll put one up a month, and that's 5 months worth of new
Well-
material to promote the podcast. But you're just like,
He
nope,
changes them.
plop. Here's 20 pictures. Just look at them all now, and then Richard will just give me 20 more tomorrow. It's fine.
yeah, sounds good.
He knew Richard wasn't going to give him 20 more.
No, I knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I had to harass Richard for a year.
For one picture.
Yeah, of a hat. No, actually, I gave you more than that. I
You
gave
gave me, 4.
several pictures. See, that's
4 or
the
5.
thing. If you say I want pictures, I'm gonna be like, okay, I gotta do a good job. I can't just dump them all out like I'm Matt Vest or something. Just be like, blah, take it all, blah. I have to spend time. I have to do the quality work. I have to make it good. It's gotta be good. If I'm gonna put my name on it, it's gotta be good.
I didn't tell you that it has to be crappy. I didn't say give me your
You
crappy
said
pic-
it has to be crappy.
said
And I
no such
quote,
thing.
my name is Matt. Look at me. Look at me. My fat guy, my jacket looks like a raft.
That sounds insensitive.
Everyone pay attention to me.
Everyone who didn't go to high school with
Everyone
me.
pays attention to me at Disneyland. Everyone pay attention to me. Everyone pay attention to me.
Yeah. So what will help get the movie made?
Oh.
Just annoying you.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. So yeah.
Everyone go on Facebook.com/The Director Movie and say something about how I should finish the movie. There,
Yeah.
bam.
So-
they're not going to do it, but
So one guy might do it.
nah, they're not going to do it.
John, you heard him.
Yeah, John, that's your job.
Yeah, John, you heard him. Is that his full name?
Well,
What's his middle name? John, we know that you heard him.
Maybe.
Middle name is we know that.
yes.
Okay. John, we know that you heard him.
All right. So that was all exciting. So before we get into things, of course, you can always find us on Facebook.com/MattVest versus his friends, and on Instagram @MattVFriends. And so yeah, we'll just
So
jump.
if you show up 5 minutes in, we'll start without you.
Yeah. Oh, cry me a river. Sometimes things have to move on. Let it go.
Let
Let it go. Let it go.
Yay! All right, so question of the week.
No.
Okay.
No is the answer.
Can showing compassion ever become problematic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. In what way? How so, Richard?
I would say in the way of if you keep showing compassion to someone and it keeps in some way causing you harm.
Causing you harm.
Yeah, it's like if sometimes people will say like, oh, this person, did these terrible things, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then so you do that, and then they do more terrible things, and you're like, okay, well, maybe that was, I got to be compassionate, and then they do more terrible things, and you're like, okay, well, they're really trying my patience now, but I'm going to go ahead and keep going with this, and then, eventually it's just like been a couple years, and their life is ruined.
You're broke, and you hate yourself for trusting someone.
They're continuing to be awful
terrible
to you. Yeah.
Dani, what do you say?
When people are douchebags and take advantage of the fact that you always show compassion and continue to be douchebags.
Now, how do you stop them from being douchebags?
You can't. People are just douchebags.
Okay, so you can only... What do you do?
Limit your compassion.
No, people have a little installed limiter in their brain. It's like...
Realize when someone is taking advantage of the fact that you're a compassionate person.
Mm-hmm. What about because right now we're talking about it from the angle of ourselves, like the one showing compassion. They can take advantage of us. But what about on their end? Are we hurting? Can it be problematic on the person you're showing compassion to? Is there...
Can what be problematic? Showing compassion to them or not showing compassion to them?
Showing compassion to them.
Well, some people, I think I see it a lot with parents and their kids, where they'll be like, oh, it's okay. Like they just kind of baby them too much, and maybe that's not always necessarily compassion, but to the fact that they become these adults who have just not too many feelings, but who don't understand that the real world is not like that.
Doesn't hand them
the real world is not going to every single time you fall get up and, oh my god, let me make you some cookies because you fell. You know what I mean? They're not going to always cater to...
It's going to be a
everything.
big shock when they grow up and realize that the world is in fact a cruel place.
Right.
And not everyone shows compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt? I know you're dying to tell us.
You're the one that came up with the question. What was your thinking in coming up with the question?
Well, I can tell you where the question came from, but this isn't where I want the conversation to stay. Where the question came from, it actually came out of the whole Target bathroom thing. And I'm sure you both saw the comment over a week ago, and we talked about it on the last episode, that sort of had many fellow Christians chiming in and giving their...
I didn't see this.
You didn't see the comment thing?
You liked it.
Uh-huh.
When I said...
Which one?
No sarcasm here.
Oh, good job, Target?
Yeah,
Good
and
job.
then the comments kind of just went out of control and kind of snowballed into this big, giant debate.
And so...
I think everyone needs to stop making it oh, you're a Christian, you can't support Target. I don't care. Nothing's going to stop me from going to Target. I love Target.
I get Target, but that's fine.
So part of the thread, part of the discussion was a few people were basically supposing that, and this isn't where I want this conversation to stay, but this is how...
Was this on the page, Matt's? Yours?
Yeah, it was
personal?
on my personally. And was that they're supposing that because they kept asking me questions, do I think transgender people are delusional or crazy? And that wasn't my intent to answer that type of question, just to say, fine, even if, whatever, who cares?
Oh my god, 80 comments.
Yes, it went crazy. And most of them aren't even me.
Okay, we'll get to your
So part of it was, okay, the sort of at the very end, someone was asked, fine, I can understand why you would want to show compassion, even though you don't necessarily agree with them, and that isn't you're not saying you necessarily, but why would you post on Facebook that you think what Target did, even if you don't agree? Why would you call that good? Why would it seems like you're supporting their delusion. And I'm like, I just stopped answering after a while. I just stopped because
could go on forever.
Yeah, exactly. And I felt like I'd made my point.
It's going to be like 100 years old. I am so sick of answering these comments.
Exactly. And so, for the most part, the question they were really getting at is, these people are...
She's reading them now.
I'm sorry.
She's reading them now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How did you
We're
not
not
see
holy
these?
enough, Matt.
Did you not see these? How did
Yeah.
you not see these?
So, it was, Matt, you don't agree with that they, in fact, are the gender that they are saying they are. Why would you be compassionate? Aren't you supporting their delusion? And I'm like, oh man, you are just missing the point here, and you're making it something that I had no intention of making it, so I'm not even going to really try to answer that question.
So in their perspective, obviously they're not...
I was hurting them, but I'm hurting that community by allowing them to do something that I may not find...
But I'm saying, like,
right thing.
if that person were here, which they're not, so they can't answer the question.
Yeah.
But would their solution to that, do you think, would be to not accept that person as the gender they believe they are, and to somehow say, no, I'm sorry, you may think you're female, but you're not. You're male, so you were born male, so you shouldn't be doing that, and it's not okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't...
Because if I mean, obviously they have an opinion, and it's not that a transgendered person would ask them their opinion, but let's say they had a child who was transgender. Let's say, you know, somehow they were interacting with a transgender person. Is that, do you think, the perspective that they would take? Like, what is it that they're trying to promote here?
Well, I think they sort of agreed that sort of in the public sphere that maybe you could just let it go, in a sense, just let them do what like places like Target are already doing, where you're just letting them be transgender and use the bathroom that they identify with. But the question was, Matt, why are you calling it good when you don't necessarily think what they're doing is good? I'm like, wow, you were just missing the whole point of compassion. Compassion isn't isn't for me judging them.
I'm just saying, though.
What would their solution?
That's the question.
I don't know what their solution to that problem would.
Like, if they were interacting with someone who was transgendered, they think that it's a delusion.
Right.
How would they interact with that person? Would they actually be like, no, you're delusional and you should not be doing what you're doing? Do you think... Obviously, it's hard to answer for someone who isn't here.
Yeah.
But I'm just interested and curious because that seems to me to be the logical extension of saying those people are living under a delusion, so we shouldn't accept it.
Yeah. That's sort of, why I asked this question of, like, can we be compassionate towards something and then it end up hurting someone? And in this particular situation, I think the answer is no. I don't think our compassion is hurting someone. I think in any case, compassion in this situation helps.
In applying it, well, yeah, definitely. But
I think it encourages...
In applying it to the situation which I believe we were referencing earlier of, like, if someone's in your life who treats you poorly,
right,
and as far as showing compassion harmful, I would say to you, not to the other person. If someone is a jerk to you and you're nice to them, you're not... I mean, yeah, that does allow them to be a jerk, but at the same time, it doesn't encourage them to be a jerk. Like,
they're going to do it.
They would have been like that no matter what. Even if no one is around, they're going to still be a jerk. You're not doing anything. So no, it's only harmful to you. That's why I say that. Like, if you have, like, toxic people in your life who are, cruel to you, uncaring to you, and things, and you show them compassion, it only hurts you. It doesn't hurt them.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I think... But on sort of like with Dani's example, if you're talking about someone like a parent raising a kid, if they're overly compassionate to their child, where they baby them until...
Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, to me, as far as the extension, I'm going to go to the middle ground here.
Sure.
And say that from the perspective of, say, a parent who has a kid who's like, who dyes their hair a crazy color.
Right.
And the parent is, ultra conservative or something and says, like, no, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Sure.
You better change your hair back right now or I'm going to kick you out of the house, And to their perspective, they're trying to help the child because they don't want the child to be perceived as, unusual or weird and have trouble getting employment or something weird
Right.
like that. You know what I mean?
That's when compassion, when a lack of compassion becomes problematic, when it demonizes the other person rather than you showing them that you understand, showing them that maybe you don't necessarily, maybe you don't understand. Maybe it's, like for me, the idea of sort of feeling emotionally one gender and physically being another one, like that, I don't know what that feels like. Or so for me to speak into that, like, would be difficult or next to impossible. But, but in the situation, like, I can show them compassion by allowing them to see themselves, and as long as they're
that's not even that compassionate. You're just letting them use the bathroom.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first off,
Having
this
read the
is
comments.
funny. I gave up because some people are freaking long-winded.
Yeah, because they also, so this whole time Richard and I were talking, Dani was reading
she was reading
the
Well,
Facebook.
first I was like, haha, some guy popped up on there, and I'm like, I went on a couple dates with that guy. He wrote me
and
a song.
I know who you're talking about, because we've talked about that before.
We can
Yes.
listen to the song after. Actually, I don't think I have it anymore. But someone, Corey, on here, I think she made the best point. It's a she, right? I mean,
Yes,
I'm
Corey.
just reading names. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
She said, so why are we making this, or something along the lines, a theological issue? Why is using the restroom a freaking theological issue? First off. Second off, I think that we're making this into a way bigger problem. I rarely ever use the restroom, and I know this is like, I don't rarely ever use the restroom, but I rarely ever use the restroom when I'm
in
out.
public.
Like, I make a point to pee at home before I go out, because most of the time, let me tell you, Target restrooms are gross. Most of the time, they're not clean. Just saying. And that's...
They cut everyone's hours.
Well, probably. And that's like how it is at most places. It's,
sure.
You'd rather use your own restroom, right? So, whatever. But in the past week, I've been to Target probably 3 times. Don't ask why. And I've actually had to pee there twice. And at no point did I feel like that I was, in danger, or my, salvation was at hand for still shopping at Target, despite the fact that they let transgenders in there. And even more so than that, if 99% of the time, everyone's so worried about the exception, but 99% of the time, the transgender that goes in and uses that restroom, that is the restroom of the gender they identify with, you will not know.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, that's the thing. You got conservative people saying we have to watch out for that one example of the transgender person using the restroom and something happening, but everyone should have guns all the time everywhere they go, and there should be everywhere should be open and carry, and you should be allowed.
Well, I think people should just stop worrying about everyone else. Worry about your damn self. Seriously, worry about you. Stop worrying about everyone else. And I think that that's one of the biggest. Now everyone's like, "Oh, we're not showing compassion to the Christians." Like, ooh.
See, and this is where it got me. So this is how because I know on a way past episode, it sounded like I was arguing the other side of this issue, but I remember just basically 2 days before I made that post on Facebook, I was literally sitting in my room, just laying on my bed, and I just went,
what were you wearing?
I don't remember.
Probably
probably the same fair shirt he's wearing right now.
Yeah,
Superman. I don't know, something.
And I literally, it's just like, I really don't care. I get pulled into these issues where all of a sudden I've got to make some theological argument, and then I'm just like, but they just want to use the bathroom, and that's it. That's it's
where
really
you piss has nothing to do.
See, that's the thing. That's why, and you said, because last time we talked, you said people are making it out to be they hate transgender people and blah blah blah. Well, you have to think that when they're making an issue out of a non-issue.
Right.
They're making it to be this big threat when it's nothing.
Well, here's the thing.
That's why people jump to the conclusion of saying that these conservative, theological people hate transgender people. Because why would you make that an issue? That's not an issue.
Here's the thing, and you pointed this out last week, is that for them, with the people that are now protesting Target by not going there, they're actually not saying that a transgender will do something inappropriate. They are saying that a heterosexual male will pretend to be a transgender person and walk in there and do something.
So a made-up person is going to do something that's not going to happen.
And you know what? I'm sure that maybe will happen. Maybe. Yeah. One case probably. But
someone's going to do it now that the idea's out there.
But I'm saying, regardless of if they made this law or not, there's still going to be one creepy dude somewhere who puts on a dress and goes and hides in there because he gets off to listening to people piss.
Where do people think transgenders have been going to the bathroom in the past?
Right?
They've been going to the bathroom that they identify with.
And no one knew.
Actually, I would say it this way. They've been going to the bathroom that they would feel less judged in.
Yes.
So even though maybe they were someone physically looking like me, generally looking like a male, but they felt like a woman, the person in that position probably would still walk into the men's bathroom because if he walked into the female bathroom.
Depending on where you are in your transition.
Right.
And that's not... I don't think that by being... And now this is becoming a way bigger thing, sorry. But I don't think that by being...
an awful lot on here.
What?
We talk about potties an awful lot on here.
Well, but by being a Christian who's saying, okay, let them
pee.
Let them pee. I don't feel like that is any. I don't feel like that makes me less of a Christian. I feel like it's not my job to tell you what you do is wrong.
And that's the thing. Like when you were sort of asking, like, what would they do if they met a transgender person? And I think you meant that in sort of a public setting, in a bathroom, or did you mean that?
No, I meant more so in a personal setting, like
if they did it,
because in a public setting, you're not really going to say much to anybody.
Yeah, I would hope not. That's my problem. That's
it's just not my job to judge.
I'm just saying, because we're talking about compassion. I'm saying in their life, if they were to know a transgender person or their own kid was to be transgendered, how would they handle it?
Well, it might be a conversation. They might ask them questions, and yeah, maybe they would challenge the idea. But that's actually something that you should reserve for doing in private.
Yes.
When you know someone.
Yes.
When you've actually done some amount of life with them.
Yes.
I think this is just another
150%.
This is just another manifestation of the quote unquote culture war that someone like Bill O'Reilly might like to rail against and say, this is basically the Starbucks cup again. It's not an issue, but people are making it an issue because they want to be angry.
Well, but it's not an issue. It's like, really, do you think that you think that if Jesus was walking this earth right now, that he would see a transgender person walk into a bathroom and be like, get out of here, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's not necessarily the way he'd go about it.
No, it's not.
But some people really cling on to, like, that wrath and all that kind of part of the Bible and forget all of the love and compassion.
That's it. It was, you can show compassion. That's sort of the end of their argument.
I gave up.
You can show compassion as long as there's a little bit of judgment sprinkled.
No, there should be no judgment because it is not your place to judge. And if you really want to be an example to that person, then live like Jesus instead of being judgmental and telling them how they're wrong and everything. Live like Jesus, show some love to that person, and earn the right to speak into that person's life, and that person will ask you eventually.
Yeah, live like Jesus, not like judges. Also, this is fast becoming Matt Vest versus his friends, the potty cast.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, see, and so back to the original question, like, that's why I don't think in this particular, especially when you're dealing with how we behave in public or sort of who we show compassion to, sort of having laws and stuff like that. Like, we show compassion basically saying, look, as long as the way you freely express yourself is not actually causing direct harm to people, then go ahead. It's okay.
Like, this is how I like to dress. Oh, but you're making me uncomfortable. That's the uncomfortable person has the problem. But this is how I like to.
Babies.
This is how I like to flail about and smack you randomly. Then that's the person's problem.
Or point at you and laugh and call you names. Like, yeah, then it's problematic.
Speaking of bathroom use, I'm gonna eat your brownie.
That's weird.
I went there.
Awkward. So in the end, I think showing, depending on the issue, I guess, if enabling someone that you know personally, like, parents of kids who sort of get into, like, meth and other drugs, and they're always lending them money, which they then find out goes to their drug habit. Yeah, that kind of compassion, even on the other person's end, the person you're showing compassion to, it's not very compassionate if your actions are leading them to do horrible things. And you probably should show...
Well, that's the thing. Some people will twist it around in their own head and say, but you're dressing like the opposite gender, and that's the wrong thing, and blah, 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 twisting it around.
It's the same thing as, okay, you're telling people, this is what I'm kind of puzzled by. Okay, yes, I am a Christian, I love Jesus. Not everyone is.
What?
Right?
How dare you? This is
Right?
America.
But, regardless, I have one opinion, and I have one set of beliefs that I believe are true.
Yeah.
Other people have other sets of beliefs that they believe are true.
Right.
So you want to push your beliefs on someone else and tell them, like, this is the right way and that's the wrong way. How do you feel, though, when someone does that to you? You know what I mean?
Interestingly enough, in your comments, I actually did see somebody say something along the lines of...
Get a life?
Letting someone live outside of the truth or something like that. And I just felt like, your truth. Yeah. Just because you believe it's 100% the truth doesn't give you the right to force it on anyone ever. You think it's the true truth. You think it's the truth with a capital T. That's fine. But not everyone agrees, so you can't force them to... that's kind of what it is. Like the... Have you seen the... I don't even think you would like this. You might. I don't know. Have you seen the truth fish eating the Darwin fish?
Yes.
That's disturbing. That's actually quite disturbing.
Yeah. Saying
that, no, this is the truth, and you are not allowed to have your science. Truth!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't beat up my table.
I'm just saying.
Richard's mad about science getting eaten.
Well, I just think it's funny because...
What do you think the Dark Ages was? That was the true truth oppressing anybody that said otherwise.
Well, and on top of that, doesn't it become... Okay, so if the situation was flipped around... Well, oh my goodness, all these people who are so offended by this when other people were telling them what their truth is would be like, how dare you push that on me?
No.
But it's okay for us.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to find a way to allow
to not be a douche.
Yeah.
Find a way to not be a douche. You don't need to judge everyone. It is not your job. It's not my job. It's not your job. It's not your job.
Actually, if I could respond to most of those comments,
would you say don't be a douche?
Probably. No, but what I mean is...
Sorry, guys, I don't know
I have two responses, and they're both pretty popular Christian responses. Well, Christians like to use them in other places that, unless it's like some personal issue that they want to fight against, is free will and the First Amendment. Both ideas that we've got to follow the Constitution. You hear Christians talk about that all the time.
Well, politicians.
Yeah, politicians who are... you
have politicians who are so unbelievably stupid that they want to make laws banning Sharia law when the Constitution bans Sharia law with the separation of church and state. You don't need to have any additional anything to ban that. It's already banned, and you're dumb. Yeah. It's already banned.
So, and then the other one is people are allowed to do free will. God gives people free will. He didn't go around smiting everyone at all times. If you believe in God, He didn't kill you because you sinned last week or today. And so it's that's not...
Have you heard people saying Obama's not a Christian?
Yes, ever since he was elected.
They've been saying he was a Muslim, but now people even long 8
Who
years.
Who cares? It's no one's business.
8 years into his presidency, and you had Feuerstein saying he wasn't a Christian on TV, and then they cut him off. They laughed, and then they're like, "What the is wrong with this guy?" My own mother said that he's not a Christian.
Yeah,
I don't know where these people are getting this information.
I'm 100% sure that Barack Obama has a better handle on Christian theology than most Christians do.
But his name, Matt. His name.
Anyway. All right.
Moving on.
Done. Be done.
40 minutes
someone's
in.
going to make some douchey comment now again. And I'm just going to be like, oh, great. You're a douche.
What do you mean? One of us?
No.
Oh.
One of them.
Well, now I'm going to have to make a douchey comment.
No, I think she meant one of them.
I'm going to say
the listeners.
vinegar and water to cleanse the neither areas.
Oh, goodness.
Ow.
Moving on. What are we talking about? Trump again?
So-
and his hair?
Are you assuming ow? Are you assuming it hurts?
I don't know.
Danny, does douching hurt?
Oh, my gosh. Anyways.
Wow, let's move quick.
I like my eyes watering and like half my eyeliner's off my eyeball.
Uh-oh.
They can't see that.
But I'm just telling you guys because it's bothering me.
Okay.
All right, so on Thursday at a Trump rally in Costa Mesa, California, a protest turned very violent. It was basically at the Orange County Fairgrounds. And the protest turned violent late Thursday night as the crowd smashed a police car. Officers arrested up to 20 people. At least one confrontation with a Trump supporter turned bloody, and other protesters threw rocks and beer bottles, chanting anti-Trump slogans. And so, yeah, it got pretty crazy. I don't know if either one of you have seen any of the video footage.
It's not really surprising.
Here's the thing, like, I know the general angle to look at this is through this idea that this is what Trump brings about, and
He said that what Mexico sends, all the Mexicans that get sent here are the rapists and are thieves and murderers.
Oh, yeah.
Basically meaning that every Mexican here, so of course they're going to riot when he comes to town.
Yeah, but
For the love of God.
I get their anger. I don't get rioting for the life of me. I don't.
It's a manifestation of anger. It may be not a very good one, but
to me, it's over. It's like it's
also,
the opposite of solving a problem.
I think it's interesting that people when everybody always gets up in arms when people riot for a reason. But when they riot for no reason, it's
like
not really
sports?
covered. Yeah, like in Huntington Beach, where we live,
Right.
when they had a huge riot during the surf competition after it was over, for no reason. There was literally no reason. But was that national news? No.
I don't think it made national news, but
Local news, because they're
Definitely
saying, don't go
local.
downtown, there's a riot.
yeah, stay in your houses. Which actually, what sort of brought it to my attention was it was right near the local Christian college, Vanguard, and
It's like right by where we used to live. All of our friends that still live in that apartment complex, were miserable.
Yeah, they were basically putting out tweets and Facebook posts, basically saying, "Well, we're on lockdown because we can't go outside because of the rioting." And
During the rioting, wasn't it mostly like a police car or something and a car?
yeah, they basically surrounded. I think the cars were exiting sort of the rally, and they would surround cars. I saw spray painting of people just trying to get out and leave the fairgrounds and stuff like that. And it's like, I understand why they're angry at Trump. I understand why they hate him. I understand why they're not going to vote for him. I get why they want to be out there protesting. I don't get smashing a beer bottle in someone's face and how that fixes a problem.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It just proves that you're, again, a jerk.
And I think there was some controversy about people waving the Mexican flag and people saying that just feeds into the Trump's narrative of.
No, they should have their flag out there and be proud of their heritage.
Well,
and
especially because
whatnot.
of what he said about Mexicans. Obviously, they're saying we're not.
I don't think waving the flag creates negative things. I think
Yeah, doing bad things creates negative things.
trying.
Well, because
to
now
turn
everyone's
over-
gonna. Well, Bill O'Reilly will probably talk for the next month about how they had the Mexican flag and how Trump was right, and
right, exactly.
and he's gonna show a picture of Trump and he's gonna kiss the picture. And
rather than saying, "Well, maybe if-
Trump shouldn't talk bad about Mexicans and say
and
they're
make
all
them angry."
rapists.
It's one of those things where it's like, I basically go, "Well, everyone's wrong in this situation." It's like,
Except for the people who were there for the protest and didn't riot.
and didn't riot, right? So
I'm sure it was just a few people that were rioting.
If
There's always a few bad apples that spoil the bunch.
yeah, and well, actually, if looking at the videos, it just looked like, yes, there were maybe like 10, 15 people being crazy.
Yeah.
And the other people...
Hundreds of people around them.
Recording it with their cell phone.
Going like, oh my god, look what's happening.
Rather than doing the right thing and stopping them or just leaving. Just leave. It's like, this is not what I came here to do.
I didn't sign up for this.
Peace out. And I, around every riot, and this one included, I always see that quote from Martin Luther King where it basically, King said that riots are just the voice of the unheard. And it's like, everyone uses that to almost imply that Martin Luther King supported rioting. I'm like, that's not what he meant by that. It's like he's acknowledging they're angry, they're pissed off.
They have no way of expressing themselves, and it leads to frustration, and leads to anger, and then anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
There's your Star Wars this week, John.
Oh, goodness.
I sense much fear in you.
So it was pretty crazy to sort of see that locally and all that stuff. And
hopefully he won't come to town again.
Well, if he's to be believed,
he said he was coming back.
And he said he was coming back.
Oh, great!
I don't know if he'll come back before the primary. I think he'll probably come back if obviously.
Well, from what I have gathered just in recent time, that that Bernie Sanders probably won't be able to get enough delegates, and that it's literally going to be everyone's worst nightmare, the worst election in all of human history.
Trump versus Hillary?
Yeah. Trump versus Hillary Clinton.
Blow my brains out.
We're all gonna die.
Danny's showing us a
protesters in Costa Mesa be like, we did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
It's like a SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, send that to me.
I was just going to do that.
So
you can post it?
Yeah.
Now you'll all know what
we're referring to.
So, yeah, it's basically going to go either way. It's going to be either people hate Hillary enough to elect a lunatic, or people hate Trump enough to elect someone who's probably not going to do very much of anything.
That's sort of where...
you really want another Clinton in the...
I would rather have a Clinton than Trump.
I'd rather have you be the president, Richard.
I would rather have me do it too, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'd just be like, everyone dance! And then this is the musical dance too. Dance, 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 do dance for me, dance. Anyway, I managed to work that into the thing.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. I want to know why we're talking about Trump again, but we're not talking about Beyonce's visual album Lemonade and Becky with the good hair.
So anyway, bathrooms.
Who's Becky?
I don't know.
Rita Ora?
I know.
Rachel Roy?
What's the next news story?
I know generally what you're referring to, but I don't know enough.
I have no idea what anyone's talking about.
So, Beyonce released an album and
a visual album.
A visual album. It's an audio as well.
But you can only listen to it if you live stream it off Tidal. You can't buy it anywhere.
No, I swore it's on iTunes.
It's not on iTunes.
What are you guys talking about?
Beyonce released a new album, however you want to look at it. And it seemingly seems to be about Jay-Z cheating on her. And that's the narrative. That's a lot of
that has something to do with hair?
Yeah, I don't know the rest of it.
Becky with the good hair. It's
moving on.
Oh my gosh, it is on.
I told you it was on iTunes.
You know what? I think it just that I can't stream it because I have Apple Play or whatever. I think I have to actually
48 in.
Yeah.
R2's getting flaccid. Let's go.
You're a horrible person. This is the second time today you've offended Dan. Okay, news story number 2, and this also came out of the New York Times. And
I must have to buy it.
I forgot to do it for the other one.
Yeah. Police might roll out a textualizer.
What?
Basically, they might create their... I'll just read it.
You don't know what they're going to create, do you, Matt?
Well, I'm not sure how to put a textualizer instead of a breathalyzer.
Basically to see if you've been texting while driving?
Right. So, according to the New York Times, this device would work like a breathalyzer. A cop would request access to the phones of any driver involved in a accident and then use the device to check the phone's activities, which that seems like you could just look at the phone. And if they texted any time in the last 2 minutes, 5 minutes even,
you'd see.
Sounds
like these people who invented the textualizer are going to be making quite a bit of money off nothing. It's basically just a little card that says, use phone. $50 million of research.
But here's sort of the big thing, which will probably be how we sort of talk about this, is if you refuse to submit your phone to an officer, you could have your license suspended.
What if you don't have a phone?
Well, then I guess they're not going to be worried about you texting and driving.
No, they just won't believe you. You'll get arrested.
Well, I think I guess that does bring up the other point, is they have to see you have a phone, or...
I think that's ridiculous.
What if my phone's in my trunk?
I guess they'll just believe that you weren't using it while you're driving.
So wait, would they do this every single time? They pull someone over, they're going to be like, what have you been up to? Let's see. Oh, interesting. On your way to the weed clinic, huh? Well, we'll see about that. Oops, dropped your phone. Oops, stepped on it. Oops, arrested you.
But then there would go your evidence.
True.
So, that's the worst
That's
plan.
when you just make something up. That's when you just say they were black.
Oh,
goodness.
But they're not black. They were. Okay? They were.
How dare you.
Somehow that makes
Richard,
it okay.
Racism is not funny. Just kidding. Wait, what?
What?
Do you guys want to know 7 scientific reasons that diagonally cut sandwiches are better?
No, I want to talk about this. So,
there you go.
So, do you guys think that this is like a terrible
That's ridiculous.
idea? Or
I think
That's
it's
really
dumb.
stupid.
So,
The way you tell if someone's been texting and driving is after the accident, check their phone.
yeah.
If they've been texting, there you go. Bam, it was that person's fault.
So, but do you think that it should be handled, because that's sort of what the New York Times article suggests, is that it'll be handled as strictly as drinking and driving? Do you think it should be...
Yeah, but what does that mean? Like...
Okay.
Because when they pull you over for drinking and driving, it would probably be because you were driving erratically.
Right.
Or they pulled you over for another reason, and then they asked you if you've been drinking, and you seem to be intoxicated. So would they just... I mean, if you're driving erratically, and they pull you over, and they ask you if you've been drinking, and they don't think you have, and they give you the breathalyzers, and they're like, something's going on here. What about your phone? Have you been phoning? And then they look and see, like, you were on the phone, 5 minutes ago, but you had it on speakerphone, but they don't know that, so then...
I think there would have to be
stupid.
some sort of text, to prove it, that'd have to be... Because as of now, you have to push a button, even...
Yeah, but you can also do voice text. You just push the button to say voice, and you just go,
but you still
I am on my way to drive to you.
But you still have to push a button.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And then that's going to somehow kill a bunch of people.
Well, the statistics say
That if you use voice text, you kill a bunch of people?
No, not exactly. But since smartphones... being distracted has caused, more accidents than sort of reading a newspaper.
Well, not a lot of people read newspapers and drive. In fact, I think 0.
Before cell phones, they sure did.
Did they?
They sure did.
Basically, Matt saying, I read a lot of newspapers when I'm driving.
Yes, I do.
I see people shaving their face while they're driving.
Which just sounds
Doing their
dangerous
makeup,
for you.
Taking a shower while they're driving.
I see girls putting on makeup all the time.
How am I even doing this? I don't know.
But yeah, having a blade that close to your face while you're driving.
Sleeping while driving. It reminds me of an airplane when she's trying to put on the makeup. Right. She's like, ah!
But, okay. But say you could prove, beyond any sort of shadow of a doubt, that someone was texting while they were driving, or using their phone while they were driving. Do you think that should be treated as harsh as drinking and driving?
No.
No?
No.
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 I guess by and large, I don't really think that either.
Well, and just to the devil's advocate, it would only be dangerous during the time you were doing the text, and you could have theoretically pulled over in the neighborhood or something.
Yeah.
And you could have used voice text. But when you're drinking and driving, you'd be drunk the entire time. You were behind the wheel the whole time,
Yes.
while you were moving, while you were at the light, the whole time.
Even if you pulled over, still drunk.
You wouldn't just only be drunk at certain parts of the drive.
Yeah, I think
the whole time.
I think texting while driving while arguably very dangerous, I think the punishment maybe should just fall on
Well, as it is, it's
that is automatically your fault in the accident.
I just think this whole idea is stupid. If they see you texting and driving, they will pull you over and give you a ticket for it. Sure. There you go. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
If you catch them, they were probably doing it quite a bit.
Yeah.
If you're not going to just happen to be driving by. They were probably doing it the whole drive. They're like, I am almost there. Hang on. I like cheese and I enjoy potatoes. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, no, and I need to tell them about how much I like sandwiches. I also like sandwiches and long walks on the beach, and my favorite color is cell phone. Oh, I killed someone.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what if that did happen in an accident? Should it be handled as sort of being as reckless as drinking and driving?
You mean if you're
we already
texting?
said no.
Yeah, and if your
Okay.
texting causes an accident, then yes, you're at fault, and you will be held accountable as such, regardless of the phone breathalyzer.
Well, and I think that's a poor example because there's so much technology now that literally your car, if you have a new car, I don't, but if you have like a new fancy car, it can read you your texts and you can verbally respond back.
True.
So what? They're gonna pull your phone and go, oh, you were texting while driving. Well, yes, but no, my hands were never not on the wheel. I was never not paying attention to the road. My car read me that text and I responded to my car.
So once again, this new technology that they've just come out with is already obsolete. That's great. They spent $50 million on the little card that says look at phone.
Yeah, I guess you would have to have some sort of visual proof that they were holding it.
Yes.
Seems silly.
I can respond, I can respond from my watch. I could go, text Travis, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Which is a great idea, by the way.
But you're safe, though. You're white.
Oh, that's not... not when we're talking about, like, getting in accidents, Richard.
I'm not safe from accidents.
Yeah. All right, so, actually...
I'd also like to point out that we're all white here.
Yeah,
I know.
Move forward.
Which means we're all allowed to text and drive. While drunk. With guns.
With guns and riding at the same time.
And riding in the car.
And not showing compassion.
I'm angry because the surf competition is over prematurely. Smash everything.
Was that the reason that they read it? Because it was
I don't
over
think they had a
prematurely?
reason. I think they saw surfboards and they thought, blood must have blood.
I know it was when it was over, so they were leaving. I just don't remember if it was because
Maybe they
it was
were
cut
bored.
short.
First world problems.
So do you want to tell us your sandwich 7 reasons?
Oh, I lost
She already put it away.
All right.
It's better if you cut it diagonal because it fits in a cup if you're trying to dip it in like something like tomato soup. It has a better spot for you to hold it with your hand. It is less likely to scrunch when you put it in a sandwich baggie.
Oh.
I don't remember the rest though.
And if you cut a Snickers bar in half, that makes it healthy.
Yeah, the calories fall out. Duh.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You shake them, take it out. Get out of there, calories. Come on.
Obviously.
Yep, that's how it
All
works.
right. So thanks for hanging out with us.
That's how I do things.
For this past hour. We appreciate it. And so also as a reminder, even though, Richard, we don't have all the details worked out, we're going to remind people...
Woo! X-Men!
on Saturday, May 28th, the last Saturday of May, we will be going to see X-Men together. So we're going to invite everyone who wants to come out to see it. More than likely, it probably will be at Triangle Square in Costa Mesa, because I know that's
Because
cheap.
that's where Trump goes. And there's going to be riots.
Woohoo! So yeah,
Throw popcorn.
Those X-Men, they only send the bad mutants, only send the rapists.
that shouldn't be funny.
All they send is they sent Pyro and they sent Mystique and Magneto. They did not send Xavier. And they did not send Iceman or any other good ones.
So we're gonna go see. Well, that's
It's gonna be huge,
nerdy on all kinds of levels.
huge.
And so yeah, come see X-Men with us. So yeah, all right. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Huge.
Hi, Dani. How's it going?
Hi, Matt. Pretty good.
Richard's late.
I know he is. Jerk.
Let's fire him. Even though I don't pay him.
He's not going to save us any money.
Oh, yeah. Hurry up, Richard.